podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, much awaited guest dito sa Paco's Place, highly requested. Big round of applause, Champ Nonito Donaire!
Thank you for having me. This is awesome, man.
You are awesome. So thank you to you.
brother.
Of course, shout out to your wife, kay Miss Rachel Donaire. Thank you very much. As in talagang starstruck ako simula na nagbabrunch tayo kanina.
Ganun din ako eh.
So ito ang tanong ko. Because the podcast, this podcast is meant to inspire our audience and our listeners. Isang tao lang sa audience ang ma-inspire to follow in your footsteps or to follow in their own footsteps. Okay na, we've done
What we have to do, di ba?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's our responsibility, no?
Yup.
As people that are parang nakikita ng mga tao.
Yes. And then no script tayo. So ang tanong ko is, what got you started?
Nung una pa, kasi talagang kasi binubuli ako growing up. You know, maliit ako, mapandak ako, mapayat ako. So I was the ng ridicule. Parang ako yung talagang target nila. So I got started in boxing kasi yung kapatid ko nagbo-boxing din. And then my dad was in he loved boxing. He was in the military. Nung pumunta kami ng States, parang gusto kong ma-proud yung father ko sa akin. So, I wanted to box kahit takot ako.
So you were scared?
I was scared, man. Nung una kong fight, because I trained 40 days or 45 days sa gym. Usually, mga 1 year yung mga nagtitraining.
Bago lumaban.
Bago lumaban. My dad saw my potential. Sabi niya, sige, laban na tayo. Sabi ko, laban?
Ilan taong ka nito?
I was, I think, 10 or 11 years old. 11 years old ata. And so, the first fight, I was so scared. Takot ako na napaihi ako sa pants ko. I literally, I peed on my pants.
Okay, here's my question. Let's set it up. Because not everybody gets to fight. I remember, I have a brother. He passed away this year. But we are 1 year and 2 months apart. So kami ang laruan ng tatay ko. Lagi niya kami pinagbo-boxing. Lagi niya kami pinagta-taekwondo. Tapos magsasparring kami and all that stuff. Takot din ako nung time na yon. Takot akong matamaan. So sinasabi ng tatay ko, kung ayaw mo tamaan, itaas mo yung kamay mo at ikaw ang tumama and all that stuff. Pero I had to fight. And I was scared shit. So that's why when you're saying it,
Man,
nakakatakot talaga eh.
nakakatakot yun.
But
Especially,
what made you move forward? What made you conquer that fear?
I never conquered my fear actually.
Wow.
Until, even kahit na nagiging world champion ako, nandun pa rin yung takot. For so many years. But because wala akong realization sa sarili na magaling ako sa boxing.
So lagi kang on your toes, lagi kang on your guard, di ba? Pag ganon.
Yes. So, like the first fight, although sa first fight, kahit na talagang takot ako, the moment na nasa loob ako ng ring, there was a switch. And then, from then on, wala na akong takot. And then, nanalo ako sa laban. And then, after I got down sa ring, parang naano ako, did I do that? Tinanong ko yung sarili ko, ginawa ko ba yun? How did I do that? Sabi ko sa sarili ko. I'm like, I could not believe it na nanalo ako. My first fight in the amateurs na going in, talagang takot ako.
Okay. So again, the preparation, andyan ng fear. And now, nandito ka na sa dugout, nandiyan ka na sa iyong dressing room, yung anticipation only amplifies the fear, right?
Yes.
Yung walk to the ring only makes you realize the fear. Tama ba? I'm setting it up eh. Ngayon, nandiyan na yung kalaban mo face to face for the first time, puwera weigh-in, kung hindi man, kinakausap kayo ng referee. When you hear the referee's voice, is it the way we hear it or do you hear
Yeah, man. Parang
ganun na lang, right?
You, especially, I don't even remember, no? My first fight, you know, pumunta ako ng ring. Hindi ko na nga maalala yun eh. And then, all I know is parang nag-blank ako. I mean, granted, iba na yung experience ko ngayon knowing na ito yung ano ko, I have so much experience in the boxing game, but sa una talaga, nakakalimutan ko, even as it happened, when I got down the ring, kaya nga na-surprise ako, nanalo ako. So parang ibang personalidad yung lumabas eh.
How does it... Okay. Marami akong tanong dito, my God. Alam ko marami rin silang gusto malaman. Pero when you're watching films like Gladiator, mga ganyan, di ba? Na alam mo yung drama sa pelikula, they set it up because they're going to war. And you're going to war. Every time you go inside that ring, you're going to war. Is it the same? Is it captured on film the way you feel it in real life? And follow up, and may next question pa.
Yeah.
And then can you relate to people in the military na alam mo pupunta sila sa Iraq?
Yeah.
Is it the same?
I have no experience in the military. My wife is actually in the Air Force.
Thank you for your service.
So she's the one that can really answer that question. But kung nakikita ko yun sa movie, parang the build up, no? The build up. You know, everything goes into your head. Kasi it's a life and death situation in your head.
Yes.
It's a survival mechanism.
Yes.
So nakikita mo yung lahat, nafe-feel mo yung lahat. At when you get in the ring, it's like it's now or never. Parang ganun. That's when you will know kung sa sarili mo na courageous ka. Because lahat ng mga courageous fighters or just tao, no, they are always scared when they go to battle. But when you have the courage and the bravery na kahit anong takot ang na feel mo is to go through regardless of the feeling, knowing that may goal ka. That's what I called courage.
Now, thank you for saying that word because that's very important. You have the discipline, you have the courage. But then again, yung Groundhog Day of having to do it so many times. Like, how many fights have you been in?
Almost 50 na eh.
Professional?
Yes, professional. Not including the amateur.
Let's include the amateur fights.
Amateur siguro, mga 100 fights ako sa amateur.
So 150.
Yeah, 150.
So, if there isn't a perfect example of Groundhog Day, because it's the same thing, right?
Yes.
You have to go to the same thing over and over again.
Except na when you have a mental ascension, you get to the next level. Parang there's an acceptance.
So it's called mental ascension.
Or that's what I call it.
Yes,
you know,
it's a good term.
Getting to the next level of the mindset,
Yes.
no? Which is awareness at saka understanding.
This is so meaty. Which is, nakakailang minutes pala tayo. Punong-puno na ng laman yung conversation.
Kasi ano yung mga fighters, for at least for me, I'm very philosopher kasi ako eh. That life is so much more than what we are and what we think.
Right.
And sometimes there's just so much more, diba? And so for me, I'm always aware to understanding na I can always grow. No, so in growing, nakikita ko yung level of ascension, level of my thoughts and my emotion. So nung nagiging world champion ako, I had a level of before when I was an elite fighter, a contender, I had a level of hunger. No? Then nagiging world champion ako. Then I had a level of understanding. And then nagiging parang Hall of Famer, then I have a level of what was the word here?
Humility.
Not just humility. Wala yung train of thought ko. It's because you have the level.
So
of
first hunger, understanding.
Oh yes, and the third one, which is the incredible level of being a human being at saka being a world champion, is knowing. So with knowing, makukuha mo lahat yun. The hunger, the from the discipline to the understanding of becoming a champion to knowing exactly what's happening. And then you become humble because this is just a part of our life. This is just a part of the energy that we are in. No, we are just in this level of understanding na I'm here. And there's nothing more to that. There is no explanation needed. We are just here. Parang ganun yung level of understanding. Kaya nga, nawawala na yung takot, nawawala na yung nervousness, nawawala na yung excitement unless you are allowing it in your system.
Kumbaga, ikaw na ang in control doon.
Ikaw na yung in control. Same thing with our thoughts, no? If we are thinking, maraming thoughts eh. We have thousands, hundreds of thousands of thoughts that runs into our head. And we think, pag we pull up the thoughts, akala natin galing sa atin yun. It's just an energy flowing in our mind. No? For instance, when somebody cuts you off and then nagagalit ka, well, if you pull up the anger card, it becomes us. It becomes becomes our direction and our emotion that leads us to our action. 'Di ba?
So may choice ka na ngayon.
My choice ka na ngayon of the level of understanding and the level of knowing. Because kilala mo na yung sarili mo eh. So with that, makikita mo yung na hindi pala I'm okay. I don't really feel kasi with all of that, para kang may menu eh. May menu kung ano yung mafe-feel mo. Kung ano yung gusto mong ma-feel, kung ano mo yung emotion na ma-feel mo, at saka kung ano yung action na gagamitin mo. But through our emotion, through our thoughts. And that is our choice.
So ang galing, di ba? First, pag wala kang alam, there's that hunger.
The hunger.
And then pag na-top board mo na yon, there's that understanding. And then pag na-digest mo na yung, na-consume at na-digest mo na yung understanding, meron ka ng knowledge, yung knowing. Knowing na yan.
Kasi knowing yourself.
So, ang galing eh. Like, nung sinabi mo in Tagalog na, and then kilala mo na yung sarili mo. A lot of people, we were talking about that while we were eating, diba? Yung mga tao na, ang tanda na nila hanggang hindi pa nila kilala sarili nila.
Yes. Because there's a level of denial. Kasi pag nandun yung denial.
So that's the negative part naman of this 3-step. Okay.
Because in all aspect from
hunger
from hunger is from hunger ang counter diyan is overconfidence, no, yung parang talagang overexertion of energy. And then from understanding, there's a level of doubts. Kasi counter yun eh, like the moon and the sun. There's always a phase of masculine and feminine, di ba? The day and the night. There's always a two-side, a duality of energy. Parang nandun yun eh. So with that, kaya nga pag may nagagalit sa akin, I don't judge them for what they say. Kasi alam ko na may dalawang yun eh. There's two sides of everything. And kung ano man yung thoughts or ano man yung assumption na ginawa nila, that's their perspective. Wala na akong magagawa dun.
Sila yun eh.
Yeah, sila na yun.
Yung reaction mo ang control mo.
Yes. And that's a choice.
Rach, is he always like this? Oh my God. Ano to? Philosophy porn.
Yeah,
kayong dalawa, shout out Sherwin. JJ, di ba kayo kinikilig dito?
You never thought na ganyan pala yung
So, sumigaw, sarap.
Alam mo, si Sherwin, shit talker yan eh. Shit talker. Ha? So, but buti nga ganito yung isip ko na forgive ko yun eh. Because
ang sarap, my God. So, okay. So now, boxing. So boxing was not something that you thought you were going to be as a professional. Did you have any other dream?
No. Well, I wanted to, but boxing was something na talagang, that was the last thing on my mind. Kung itatanong mo sa lahat ng mga family ko, relatives, they will laugh at you for even thinking about that about me nung bata pa ako. Because they couldn't see that, But what I wanted to do nung nasa high school ako is I wanted to paint, I wanted to draw, I wanted to play the piano. I wanted to do anything with art.
So you're an artist at heart. You are an artist.
Kaya nga ganito ako. I'm a philosopher because I'm an artist. I see life in a different light than a lot of people.
Yes. And you're very articulate with your words, by the way. As in, I love it when I watch your interviews, the way you talk, the way you explain, the way your perception of things. Kaya nga parang philosophy porn tong na-experience ko ngayon. Okay, now, ang tanong ko rito, this is something that has now been handed to you, being a boxer. Let's talk about the discipline and the sacrifice that comes with it. Because now you're in the knowing stage. But when you were in the hunger stage is anesthesia to forget the stuff that was going on, di ba?
Yes.
Like while we were partying, you had to sleep early. While we were eating the bad stuff, you had to eat bland stuff or whatever. Hindi ko alam eh.
Well, ito yun. Like I said, there's two stories of everything now. Even back in the days, being young, you want to hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
Diba? So the hunger comes into the point na kahit umiinom ako, wala akong tulog, tatakbo pa rin ako.
So okay.
Training pa rin ako. So
okay.
just the sacrifice of it all na I want to hang out with my friends. Tsaka having a good time, ganito, ganyan. And, but then, hindi ko nakakalimutan na kailangan kong tumakbo, kailangan kong mag-training, kailangan kong kumain ng maayos, parang ganon. So, that's part of our being, no? We have that desires, and sometimes you have to replenish that desire. So, pag open mo ng camp for training camp, ang focus mo lang is to fight.
That's it.
That's it.
Run. When you say training camp, run that by me, because I think everybody should have a mental training camp. I think so.
Believe so.
Diba? Kasi ang galing eh. Like when you what you just said, when I go into training camp, ang focus ko lang is to fight.
Yes.
So everybody should, even students should have that. They have to go into training camp for school, into training camp
yes.
for whatever, diba? So explain to me the mentality of going into training camp.
Iba-iba yung level, no? Like in the hunger level, the training camp was just all out na wala na akong iniisip, just the fight and just the training. And then you get to the championship level where you know who you are. Parang there's a big level of confidence, and then you become smarter in training. So yung lahat ng mga ginagawa mo is more smart training rather than intense training. Intense pa rin siya, but in a smarter way. It's like holding a boulder. You're rolling the boulder. Kumpara na, you know what? May machinery na nag-carry ng boulder or something like that, right? It's just you're just training smarter so that you can parang you'll have a anong tawag nito life yung life mo sa boxing
Longevity. Yeah.
Yes. So and then now parang I choose to be in a level of training all the time na ready na ako. Ready na
yes,
ako.
yes.
It becomes a lifestyle. So dati I would only train in a training camp, intense. So pagtapos ng laban, tataba ako, kakain ako, iinom ako, ganon, But then in this level, I just know myself, and it becomes a habit.
So consistency.
It becomes a habit na, yung mind mo is not being driven to a point na you're frustrated, And so you're in this level na talagang you're in control of everything. Kung kailangan mag-rest for a day, you'll rest for a day. Kung kailangan mag-rest ng 2 days kasi sakit pa rin yung katawan mo, you'll rest for 2 days. There's no more doubt of your actions.
So, saan pumapasok dyan ng acceptance? Because again, we all know that boxing is a young man's sport. Diba?
Yes.
When does acceptance come into play?
Acceptance comes into play of who you are in that time.
So you're at that stage, but nasa knowing stage ka na eh.
So knowing stage is, I'm not the 21 years old na tawag nila ay Filipino Flash.
Right.
So I'm not working too much on my speed because alam ko Father Time has his option, his ways of allowing us to realize. So with that realization, then I become smarter. At ang na-realize ko is for every instances of style, for instance, yung power, speed will fight power and power will fight speed.
Right.
But through it all, ang pinaka number one na matalo yung speed at saka power is timing. With timing is knowing. With timing is understanding. Kaya nga whatever happens in my life, I know it's the right time for me to experience it.
Let's talk about timing, because kanina while we were having lunch, sinabi mo sa akin, you know what, I believe in timing. That's what you said kanina.
Yes.
And you believe that everything in life happens in its perfect time.
Yes.
What's your perception on that? And I'll set it up, because there are people who are anxious. There are people who are apurado.
Yes.
And because of that, they think they're driven, but in reality, they're actually leaving a lot on the table, compromising everything dahil
Yes.
atat na atat sila makuha kagad yung...
Yes.
And in your case, hindi ganun eh. Yours is...
It's gratitude. In every moment is
Yun.
gratitude, no? Kasi for all of us, may desire tayo eh. May desire tayo, may manifestation tayo, may belief tayo. So, kung ganun ang belief mo, but then you have a doubt in the back of your head, a lot of the things will not come to fruition because dinadoubt mo yung sarili mo eh. But then when you start to learn to understand who you are and know who you are, then dun mo wala ka ng question eh. Wala ka ng question sa ginagawa mo. All you have is belief na magagawa to. Makakayo ko to. And then when it does happen, or hindi, if it doesn't happen the first year or the second year, sa feeling ko, I still have my mentalities going to the same thing. Wala pa ring doubt. And the next thing you know, 2 days after or siguro 5 years after, it's finally here. You know, it's funny because I'm in this level, no? Because before nung nag-start ako ng mga when I became a world champion, there was a parang naghahanap ako ng purpose. Why am I here still? Why am I here still? Kaya nga natalo ako kasi nung lumaban ako ng 2012, nakuha ko na yung lahat eh. You know, I was paid good. I have everything.
No loss.
No, you know, yeah, for 13 years,
yeah.
no? And then yung with that in mind, parang because of the way I think, na parang philosophy yung nasa isip ko palagi. I was looking for a purpose. Kasi why am I here? I was asking, why am I here? You know, actually let me go rewind. Rewind. Nung na-meet ko yung wife ko, si Rachel. Sabi niya, why do you box?
Oh.
Sabi ko, I don't know. Hindi ko alam yun. I could not answer that question until I realized after years of being world champion that I love boxing. But then after the love of boxing, when the money came in, with the fame came in, parang I needed something more. And as much as everything else was coming into fruition, I needed a purpose. And the purpose was, I want to inspire people. Paano ko ma-inspire yung people? Paano ko ma-inspire yung mga tao? Kapwang Pilipino or just all around, di ba? But then I still played the part na parang I was very confident but cocky na may pera na ako. My you know, I'm very popular. Everybody wants to be my friend. And then, you know, I didn't need anything else. I have everything else na I could dream of. And then my relationships suffer. So, kasi I was looking beyond myself kasi naghahanap pa rin ako ng purpose eh. I'm already a world champion. Natupad ko na yung pangarap ko.
Mo, yeah.
And at that time, me and my wife were just going splitting apart, na parang lumalayo na yung emotion namin. And then I think it was in 2014, 2015? Huh? Yeah, 2015 or 14.
Before Logan?
14, yeah, before
so
Logan.
Logan was the validation of your relationship? Revalidation?
Yeah. So with that in 2014, she drove me to the courtroom kasi ayoko na. You know, we're not, you know, we're not getting along anymore. So
not on the same wavelength.
Yeah, not on the same wavelength. So she drove me to the courtroom, and then I went to the building. Sabi ko, I would like to file for a divorce. Where do I go?
You said that.
Yes, sabi ko yan.
The nerve.
Right, the nerve. Oh my God. Oh my God, Nonito Donaire. You know, so I did that, you know. And then, you know, maybe it was part of my manifestation to grow that allowed me to walk into the wrong building. Sabi ng lady, she said, this is not the right building. You have to go out. You have to go to the next building, and that's where you can file divorce. Lumabas ako ng building. For some reason, sabi ko, I don't believe in this. Ba't nandito ako? Ba't nandito kami? Nagmamahalan pa naman kami eh. Why am I here? And then from that moment on, kasi she walked to the bus station. She left the car, walked to the bus station. Pinuntahan ko ng bus station, sabi ko, hey, let me try a year. Just give me a year to figure out bakit nagkaganito tayo? Bakit nag-aaway tayo? Bakit parang nawawala na yung mahal? Kasi mahal pa rin kita.
Pero for you to actually say that is humility, huh?
Yeah.
Think about it.
It was just
for you to say that.
It's just I know it was just parang it was just given to me at that moment.
Kasi ang synonym ng sinabi mo is, can you please give me a chance kahit isang taon lang?
Yeah, just one year to see why we're here. to see na bakit nagkaganito tayo. We were best friends. Sabi ko sa kanya. And then doon,
Ano sabi niya? Wait, ano sabi niya?
Sabi niya na, you're free to choose. You're free to
So she gave you a shot.
She gave me a chance, yes. She gave me a chance. But she didn't say na, okay. Like, you're free to choose, sabi niya. She's a hard ass, man. I'm telling you, she will make you suffer if you're not on her good term. So, with that, I went to many places. I joined many self-enhancing. I read so many self-enhancing books, self-help books. I joined many seminars.
Do you remember the books that you read? Did you chance upon Zig Ziglar? Meron ka bang Jim Rohn? Ano yung mga dumaan sa'yo na books?
Well, in the beginning, yung nabasa. Well, first it was going to seminars like Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins is good,
ganon,
yeah.
Diba? And then I started to read books from there. Ang una kong nabasa was what was that? Habits, right?
Habits.
Yeah, habits and what was that one with the Carl Dweck, the mental, nakalimutan ko na yung mga
Pero ang galing, no? Reading, the reason why I'm smiling is because people think reading books is for sissies. I don't think so.
No. There's so much to learn, so much to know, and so much to evolve from. Because experiences and ideas ng mga tao yun eh.
Yeah.
That you can learn and you can apply to, regardless kung mag-work yun or hindi. And then it came to that point for me na, man, I started to read book, The Power of Habits. It was The Power of Habits and Mindset. So mindset. And then that brought me to understand my habits, And then with the mindset, that made me understand why I think the way I do. And then pagkatapos nun, I read one of the biggest book na influence ako is Extreme Ownership. So yung Extreme Ownership is about pretty much saying accountability. Lahat ng desisyon na ginawa mo galing sa'yo. Kahit nakatitik yung gun, sabihin mo, okay, gagawin ko. Or, sige, shoot mo ako. Parang ganun. It's still your decision. Regardless na, kasi we grew up na, ginawa niya kasi yun tinulak niya ako. Ganito, ganyan, di ba? We always make an excuse for everything. Regardless if we were pushed or we were influenced, we still made that decision. So with that was one of my key points to understand na, doon ako nakita yung sarili ko. And from that moment on, we started to learn to grow together.
Galing. Wow. Okay. We'll come back because I want to talk about defeat, the challenges of being married to a strong-willed woman, and a lot more realization. We'll be back with Champ Nonito Donaire. Don't go away. And we're back with Champ and life coach Nonito Donaire. During the break, I said I would like to invite you when I go on tour as a motivational speaker because I think we can make a difference talaga. Tayong dalawa. Si Pambansang Kolokoy, si Joel Mundina, he's a big YouTuber. Pambansang Kolokoy. He was here on the podcast. If you watch his podcast, and I'm pretty sure hindi pa napapanood, magugulat ka, mapapangiti ka because same DNA.
Wow.
Right now, ngayon, ang katawan niya, sexy. And then, very fit. Pag tinanong mo bakit, paano niya naabot yan, discipline, consistency, knowing.
Yes.
Knowing who he is. And
at saka commitment, no? Because when you start to know, it becomes who you are.
Who you are.
Yes.
Nagiging lifestyle change. Yeah. Wala na nagsasabi sa'yo na ito ang kailangan mong gawin.
Nawawala na yung fear.
Yeah.
Because we're so fear-based, fear-driven, in all aspects, from thoughts to action to everything else that we do.
Right.
Na talagang we were built that way. We were formed and molded to fear. Because it's part of our
sige ka.
Yeah nga. Oo nga eh.
Diba?
Yes. Sige.
Okay. So now it wasn't all roses and daisies in your life, di ba? Hindi sunshine. Nagkaroon din ng bagyo eh. Yun ang pag-usapan natin. Ang gusto ko naman malaman dito sa part na segment natin na to is your first defeat as a boxer. And your first defeat during, because you and Rachel are a power couple, but you as a power couple before you became who you are, who both of you are right now, may challenges na kailangan yun lusutan together.
Yes.
So let's talk about you first, your journey as a boxer, your loss, the first defeat. How did that feel? And what went through your head before the fight and after the fight?
Actually, natalo ako in my second fight. That was my very first defeat in the professional. And then 13 years after that, I was uncontested because yun nga, nandun na yung consistency, nandun na yung discipline.
So the first loss was a wake-up call.
The first loss was a wake-up call.
Let's talk about that because like people might be going to a job interview.
Yes.
And then di nila nakuha yung job na yun pero summa cum laude sila.
Yes.
Tapos bilang tumalon na sa tulay, nagpakamatay na. May mga taong ganun di ba?
Of course.
The first defeat isn't the definition of your life, right?
Well, the first defeat is the only defeat. There is really no defeat pag
Galing.
tatayo ka. Kasi they'll pull you down.
Can you repeat that? The first defeat is the ano?
Yeah, it's the only defeat. Yun lang talaga. There's only one defeat. That's when you give up. Yun lang.
Can we get an applause for that?
Wala ba kayong mga kamay?
Ika nga ni David.
Yun po is the true essence of defeat. Is if and when you give up. Yun lang. Wala ka ng buhay nun. But falling down is part of life. And that's learning experiences. Stumbling down is part of life. That's part of your growth. And climbing hills and hitting walls it happens so many times. I mean, ilang mga successful dyan, from Michael Jordan to kahit sino dyan, sasabihin nila they failed hundreds of times before nakuha nila yung success.
And you're no different.
And no difference for me. No difference for anyone out there. That's part of our life, is to grow. Kaya nga nandito tayo eh. Kasi pag hindi ka nag-grow, you'll never appreciate the beauty of life.
Okay.
Hindi mo ma-appreciate the goodness and the bad stuff and to have emotion. Kasi patay ka na eh.
Yeah.
You know.
Oo
Patay
nga,
ka na sa loob, di ba?
Oo nga, no? Oo nga. Okay. Galing nun. Wala ka na. Kumbaga parang zombie-like ka na eh.
Yes.
Pag ganun. So after the first fight, the second fight was not a defeat but a wake-up call because bumangon ka ulit.
Yes.
And then 13 years streak. And doon na napunta yung hunger, understanding, and then knowing.
Knowing was not there yet, but
Yes.
yung understanding na world champion ako, confident ako, makakaya ko ito, was there. But then nawala yung, there was more.
Ano yung nangyari? Ano nangyari? Did you lose sight on the prize? Why did you lose again?
Well, it's more na naghahanap pa rin yung, I was looking for something more. You know, lahat ng pinangarap ko nung bata pa ako, nakuha ko na eh. Naging world champion ako, may pera na ako. Lahat ng mga tao, kilala nila ako. So everything that I ever wanted, you know, and I have a beautiful wife, everything else was just amazing. But then deep inside, parang sa sarili ko na, I'm not growing.
Parang redundant na lang.
Yeah,
Parang
redundant.
paikot-ikot ka na lang.
Oo. I'm not growing. Ano ba yung kailangan ko? Parang, but hindi ako happy. But parang malungkot yung feeling ko. Parang naghahanap pa rin ako. So,
Wow.
So with that, that's growth, no?
Yeah.
Because we're searching for growth.
Yes.
We've already, natap natin yung ceiling.
Top board na yun. Wala ka nang
Oo.
kumbaga. Next level please. Parang
Yes,
gano'n.
parang ganon.
So, is this during the time na pati kayo ni Rachel?
That's when we were having our issues. Because kaya nga this is one thing I have to truly say is appreciate the what we call the bad experiences, because those allows us to grow into who we are in the future. Kasi it's a wake up call every time eh. It's a wake up call. Sasabihin ng mga bad experiences that we quote bad experiences. Hoy.
Kumbaga parang hoy, gising.
Wake up. Parang gano'n na, gising. And then, you know, it will constantly happen kung hindi mo, if you don't face it.
Right.
If you let it go, you're gonna keep going. Not so much let it go. If you ignore it, it will hunt you constantly. And every time, lumalaki yung ano.
Yung wall na pinag ang galing nung sinasabi mo because if si bad experience ang tagagising sa'yo, hanggat hindi ka nagigising, si bad experience pa rin ang gigising sa'yo. And the only, di ba? And the only time aalis si bad experience is pag gising ka na, because then by that time.
Actually, bad experiences is our greatest ally. Because in kung nakuha mo na yung lahat, when you have complacency, that's when you start to wither. That's when you start to dry. Kung baga, if we're plants or flowers, then we start to dry. Because nawawalan na yung desire. That's when we are complacent. Parang nawawalan na yung habits, nawawalan yung excitement. Life is about excitement. Dapat you wake up in the morning, oh man, I feel good. I want to do something today. Kaysa, ano yung kakain natin ngayon? Ano ba yung breakfast ngayon? You know, or something like that. Ano bang schedule natin ngayon? Diba? It's completely different, diba? Pag gising, I'm like, oh man, I got something to do. You know what? I want to try something different. Diba? Iba yung demeanor, iba yung energy. You know, and that's something that we have to always grow. Kasi pag nakagrow ka, if you're growing, nandun yung excitement.
Nandun yung drive.
Nandun yung drive.
Yeah. So, this was happening internally, and then na-realize mo na because you were too focused on the inward, trying to find yourself, na-ignore mo yung outward, which is your wife. And what was going on between both of you nung time na to?
There was just a lot of arguments.
Sino ang walang pasensya? It was you.
Ako. But then I always pointed at her.
Ito na yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina. You were not in control yet.
Yeah, I always pointed at her. It's like, kasi ang ano mo you're so suplada, ganito, ganyan. You're just mean. You're mean. You know, you're a mean person. You know?
So nagwi-withdraw ka ng emotional currency sa kanya, so hanggang sa wala na siya maibigay sa'yo. But para sa'yo, baliwala yung mga time na yan because you were too busy focusing on
me. It was me. I was me. It was me. It was who I am.
Let's talk about that because ang daming marriages na sisira because of that. Like my marriage with Geneva fizzled because of that. I was into me, she was into her.
Yes.
And comparing that with my relationship with Jaja, I think the four of us are in the same place wherein I understand where my wife is and I'm very mindful of how she feels about everything and ganon. Paano kayo umabot dalawa ron?
Well, first off, there's nothing wrong with about you,
right?
No, kaya kailangan yun, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
In order for us na mamahalin natin yung ibang tao, we have to love ourselves. We have to look ourselves in the mirror.
Correct.
And be happy.
Pero shinut off mo si Rachel. Yun lang problema lang nung time na yun.
Well, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror.
Because you were finding you.
I was trying to find me, but then I can't look at myself in the mirror because ang nakikita ko is I can't hear my voice. Parang ganun ako.
Pero time out in your defense, Rachel, kasalanan mo to.
Baka is there a kick coming? Is there a kick?
Before you kick before you kick both of us. Kasi di ba sabi mo tinanong ni Rachel, why do you box?
Yes.
Ay, yun yung dahilan ko ba? Oo nga. Why do I box?
Well, that was about 7 years. I guess that was our 7 years itch. At that time, because 7 years, because it was 2014, we met 2007, and then yun nga, she asked me that question, and then I was able to answer that question. Ang problema hindi ako binigyan ng ibang question Isa lang yung question Why do you love boxing? Or bakit nagbo-boxing ka? Pagkatapos ko na na-answer yun, hindi ako binigyan ng ibang answer I question Kaya nga, nag-aaway kami. It's her fault.
Kidding aside, you know what, Rachel, sometimes I'll have you on the chair, different perspective, para ano naman. So anyway, paano nyo inayos? So, ikwento natin yung, kasi ang kwento mo, mabait pa na she walked to the bar. Di mo kwento na binato yung susi sa akin.
Binato yung susi sa akin. Boom! Sabi niya.
So pag-usapan natin yung part na yun, how bad was it?
It was bad, man. It was bad. Talagang kahit, But tinitingnan mo ako ng ganyan? It's like, I didn't do anything. You're looking at me some type of way, So, it just for everything, hinahanap ko na para mag-argue kami. And not purposely, but parang it was just an automatic na I want to fight with her.
Parang ikaw ang cause ng irritation ko.
Yeah.
Parang gano'n.
And vice versa.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Grabe, no?
So it was
So after the courtroom realization, how did you begin to fix that part of your life?
Well, yun nga, pumunta ako ng marami, sabi ko na first off,
Did she ride? Sumakay ba siya ulit ng kotse?
yeah. So, yeah. I made her drive.
Kumain kayo pagkatapos doon?
No.
Umuwi na kayo?
Just quiet.
Oh.
Just quiet, and ito yung malaking pagmamahal ng wife ko sa akin. No? There was this, it was a Tony Robbins seminar at saka there was a parang grupo na pang-join. It's called the Platinum Partners, and it's a very expensive.
5,000.
Yeah. No, but that's just one. To be part of that is a lot more.
More than 5,000?
Magkano ba yun?
20? How much? For the platinum. Yeah, that's the select group, right?
Yeah, select group. Yeah. So yun po.
5,000 yun yung nasa
Yung lang
auditorium.
one ano lang yun, one seminar. You have the whole year kung ano yung seminar nila at saka yung mga travels na kasama ka doon.
And you know what? To cut you short, and I love the fact that both of you believe in it because my wife and I believe in it also. We have to invest in our relationship, di ba? Importante yun eh.
Not just our relationship, especially ourselves.
Ourselves, yeah.
So,
Okay,
so when it came to that, sabi ko, mahal to. I didn't know she signed me up already. That's how much she loved me because sabi ko sa kanya, let me know why we're here. I want to know bakit nagkaganito tayo. And then without a question, she signed me up for that because she could have been like, oh, magdi-divorce na tayo. I'm gonna save as much money so that I can take all your money.
Correct. Yeah, real talk, di ba?
Diba? But then she always believed in my capabilities. It was I who did not. So she signed me up for it, and this is. I only signed you up. I stayed out. Yeah. So I said, "What?"
Well, for him lang.
So sabi ko, you come with me because I don't want to be by myself. Kasi ako, I don't know these people, diba? And he's like, no, you're gonna do this for yourself, and you're gonna figure out who you are. That's how much she loved me. She allowed me to join these kind of things to grow. And
then ang mga tao doon like-minded people.
Like-minded people. You can have a conversation for days with those guys. It's amazing. It's an amazing atmosphere. And yun nga, she signed me up and she really believed in me where I did not believe in myself. And I'm just blessed to be in union with that girl over there.
Amen. And you know what? Ang maganda, what I'm hearing during our conversation from you is you're very inquisitive. You like asking why. And ako, I encourage that because when we start asking why, it means we want to know. Ayan papunta sa knowing stage yan di ba? So ang tanong ko is, were you able to find the answers to your why? Like, why is she doing this? Who are you and why are you into boxing? Why are you...
I've pretty much answered a lot of the whys that I have. And the beauty of life is, hindi ka na maghihintay for another why. Or tatanungin ka ng question, bakit? Diba? You already place yourself to understanding to have a purpose.
Right.
Kasi alam mo na yung sarili mo. Alam mo na yung where do you want to go, what you want to do. Kaysa, ano kayang gagawin ko? Na parang may question palagi. So this time, I am my why. I'll create why kasi gusto kong makitang, I want to have an outcome of such thoughts. I can create all of that.
Yes, ikaw na nagdidictate ng...
But because of knowing, I am the creator of my life. Now, I'm at a level, di ba sabi nila, and even if we put the Bible in there, right? God created us in His
image and likeness.
God is our creator.
Therefore,
we are our creator of
and
ourselves.
guess what? You're an artist.
An artist, exactly.
So ngayon mo na nagagamit yung pagiging artist mo.
Everything, di ba? So we create our own path. That's why we have choice. That's why we have free will. Because what we create for ourselves is our free will. Kung ano man yung gugustuhin natin. Except that we were so fear-based and doubt that we are driven to dig our grave. Diba? Kung kumpara sa we're flying and raising up into the heavens. Parang ganon. Choices lang yun eh.
Yeah.
It all comes down to choosing. And granted,
Galing.
mahirap, mahirap. There's so many times people fail. There's so many times I fail. There's so many times, for such a long time, no? I've been wanting to be a commentator for the US TV. Sabi nila, no. Even till this day, sabi nila, no. And then all of a sudden, may opportunidad na naman ako na magiging commentator ng mga fights dito sa States. I mean, everything that I am, and going back into timing, where I wanted to see myself in terms of inspiring people, with all this happenings with my opponents and stuff, with Casimiro and all that stuff, it led me to have this YouTube channel. I'm gonna plug my YouTube channel.
Please do.
Beyond the Ring with Nonito
Subscribe.
and Rachel. Subscribe po kayo. You will learn a lot of stuff. So with that, I'm giving a platform, a stage to what I want to do, to my purpose, which is inspiring. So the timing in itself is right, and being here in your show is also the same way. Kasi I can be open and allow my heart to speak.
Yes. That's I hope if there's one takeaway, yung sinabi niyang last na allowing my heart to speak, because not everybody has the courage to listen to their heart and allowing their heart to speak.
Okay, kaya nga listen to the song listen to your heart.
Di ba? It's been listen to your heart. It's been
when it's calling
for you. Yon, di ba?
Listen to your heart.
Right?
Yes.
Allow it to speak. Allow it to speak.
Kasi the mind is a beautiful thing, but our heart is the purest thing. So when you allow it to speak, yung brain mo, yung mind mo will tell you to doubt. Will second thing, because it's a parang check and balance, is it? Because when we're all heart, we're gonna go
irrational.
Yeah.
Sugod.
Let's go. Laban na.
Freedom.
Freedom. I didn't get dressed up for nothing. I'm going to pick a fight.
Brave heart. The heart.
Yes. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Let's go.
So with that's why we have the mind and the heart to balance each other out. But then with the heart, the purity of the heart, and then the consciousness of the brain.
Yeah.
Diba? When you can truly understand yung dalawang entity is when you can get past fear and doubt.
Galing Kasi tama, it's the brain that shuts up the heart That's why you have to tell your brain to allow your heart to speak.
Yes. And then pag ma-in-love ka, it's so overpowering that you don't even listen to your brain anymore. Diba? Sabi ng brain, you guys are always, you're listening to me all the time. Now ngayon, lulukuhin ka niyan. Lulukuhin ka niyan. Lalagyan ka ng tae sa ulo mo.
Ayan kasi sinabi ko sa'yo.
I told you so. So, but that's the beauty, is understanding that entity between the heart and the mind. What they are good for. What they are best at. So for instance, going into the fight, alam ko na yung magagawa ko the brain is gonna tell me that, oy, baka matamaan ka, or baka ganito. My heart goes, we've been here more than 50 times.
So good.
Shut up. Shut up, brain. Parang ganun So I know what to place in terms of yung mga situation.
Ikaw ba? Okay, couple of things, First, do you listen to your wife if she gives you advice sa fights?
Well, she's my trainer now. She's my head trainer. So kailangan ko mag-listen. But for a long time, I was one of those parang machismo na parang, you have no place in boxing, babae ka, or something like that. And then I keep being and keep listening to her for so many years, and nalaman ko she's so good at giving advice in the ring. So
sa ring lang or even outside the ring?
Oh, she's good at everything na advices.
Inaayos ko lang, panililinaw ko lang, ma'am.
Oo, bakit yung chinilas, wala bang chinilas dito? Good.
Baka lumipad yung chinilas Buti na yun.
Kaya nga marunong ako mag-ilag.
Ikaw marunong, ako hindi. Baka mailagan mo sa akin. Tumama.
Back!
So you listen to her, and then your kids see this, that there's a good synergy between mom and dad, di ba?
Well, I want to teach my kids to respect women.
Amen.
But then at the same time, pag dinidisrespect sila ng women, to treat them the way they are treated. Yun lang.
Explain.
It's plain and simple. I mean, I always want them to be a gentleman.
Good.
I want them to open doors, to give flowers, to give time.
Yeah.
You know?
Can we, let's talk about that because na-master ko na yan. Pag mainit ang ulo ni Jaja, ibig sabihin hindi ako nagbibigay ng time at hindi ako nakikinig. Can you amplify and emphasize the importance of giving time to your wife sa mga lalaki nagsasabi ng hindi, kailangan ito, hindi mo yung ginagawa ko, ganyan ka lang. You give time to your wife.
You have to. Diba, nung nag-date pa kayo, diba, lahat ng sinabi na gagawin mo eh.
Yeah.
If you have to drive 30 miles, you'll drive 30 miles
Yes.
or 3 hours or 30 hours.
Tapos nakuha mo lang ang gusto mo.
Yes.
Nakuha mo lang gusto mo, ayaw mo na mag-drive.
Okay. Guilty. Okay, we grow. That's my excuse there. We grow.
So are you back to ligaw stage na pag sinabi ni Rach?
Kailangan yun eh. It's because you come to realize na that's your best friend. No? That's the person that's the mother of your child, the person that you could always turn to. So from this point on, parang we always make time for each other. But going back to giving time, ang women kasi, if you guys don't understand why they want time, no, it's because they want to be heard.
Amen.
Kasi tayo, mga lalaki, we want to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Pag may problema sila, but ayaw mong gawin nito. They don't even really care about the solution. They just want to be heard.
That's
yung problema nila, yung emotion nila.
Yes.
That's all. We have to
Preach it.
to vent. Let them vent. Let them vent, let them talk, let their emotion go. Hindi naman sa kailangan nila yung solusyon. Ang kailangan nila is your time to listen to them so that they can be heard. Yun yung
So how do you
pinaka-importante.
stop yourself from giving a solution? What do you say?
Tampalin mo na yung sarili. Hindi kasi di ba? Babe, get it. Nothing, never mind. Keep talking please. I'm listening. You know yes.
Di ba? Tempting, especially.
It's very tempting.
Feeling ko pareho tayo mag-isip na sa utak natin, alam na natin yung solusyon eh.
Yeah, why you make it hard? Why you make it hard?
Ito lang ang gagawin mo, tapos na. Pero ngayon,
Yes.
kasi kay Jaja ganun din eh. If she talks like, she's a nurse and nung pandemic, talagang stressed out siya, mag-vent out siya.
Yes.
So alam ko na yung solusyon eh. Talagang, oh Lord,
Just
makikinig na lang
Oo
ako.
nga eh. That's important. Because as a woman, as a feminine energy,
Yeah.
they nurture us, no? While we hunt, while we protect. But then, for them, they need to be nurtured as well.
Correct.
And in order for them to nurture themselves, is to speak yung mga emotion nila. We have to give time for that. And then, granted, guilty ako no, sa mga, I'm like, stop, why are you making it hard for yourself? And then nag-aaway kami, and then I came to realization, kahit ngayon, pag gaganon-ganon yun, and then I start to realize, I'm like, oh, okay. Alam ko na yun, yes, please do tell me. Sabihin mo, yes, I am very, very interested. O nga, wow, oh, yes. Wow, babe, grabe. You know, kahit huminto na pag
Pagsasalita niya.
Yeah, huminto na, pag gano'n pa, yes. What are you yesing about? Yes. You know, but it's very, very important for the women to be heard because it allows them the confidence, it allows them the love, and it allows them na you're giving them your heart.
Right.
And yun yung kailangan nila. It's very simple. Women are very simple, but we make it very difficult.
Totoo,
Sabi
no?
nila, di ba, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Well, it could be that way, but they're very simple. They give us hints constantly.
Yes. Matigas lang ang ulo natin.
Matigas lang ang ulo natin.
Yeah.
Mga guys ha, matigas lang ang ulo natin. Dalawang ulo yun ha.
Ulo yung matigas. Okay, now, natutuwa ako because your YouTube channel is not just your YouTube channel, it's a couple thing.
Yes,
diba?
Nonito and Rachel.
Nakakatuwa. Let's talk about that. let's talk about that because you're giving a platform to people who otherwise will not be able to reach you. Isa na ako ron. Alam mo yun, this is, you being here is a dream come true for me and the whole team. Talagang, nakita mo naman kanina, we were very proud of it. So, after this break, let's talk about the YouTube channel. I want you to get everyone listening to Paco's Place excited para magsasubscribe sa channel mo.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, we'll be back after this. And we're back. Champ, talk about your YouTube channel with Rachel.
Well,
How did this start?
Well, first, Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel started kasi of all the stuff that was going on. And then nakita ko na parang I was unfair to my fans kasi pinoprotektahan nila ako and I wasn't able to protect them as well because they were going back and forth with the other camp.
Again, that's boiled out of that was born out of gratitude, di ba?
Yes.
Yung gratitude mo toward your fans.
Yes.
They mean a lot to you.
It mean a lot to me.
So
yes.
you did something to show them how much they mean to you.
Right.
Okay, go.
And na-realize ko na ito yung minamanifest ko when I needed a purpose. My purpose was to inspire people.
Correct.
And because of the YouTube channel at here, nabibigyan ako ng stage. Nabibigyan ako ng stage to share my wisdom, to share my gratitude, to share and to motivate. So
Beyond the ring.
Beyond the
Kita
ring.
ba?
Yes. Beyond the ring. And I'm just grateful for it.
But it was your wife who actually planted that whole seed for you to be on YouTube, di ba?
It's always hers. Ako, simply lang ako. I'm just in the background, no? Reading books or something or meditating, And then, yung timing. And because, you just find the right person to help you in every way na matupad yung purpose mo.
Yeah, yeah.
Or at least to find it.
May fulfillment, no, doing it, no?
And that's the greatest victory. You can be a world champion. You can be a billionaire. You can be anything you want to be. Pag walang fulfillment, talo ka dun.
Right. And now that you and your wife you and Rachel are actually intertwined, not only as a married couple, but as partners, itong bagong endeavor nyo, parang yung anak tong YouTube channel na to.
Yeah.
Ito yung bago nyong ninunurture.
We put so much time already in it, but it's fun. At saka nakikita ng mga tao na it's time to change our mindset, no?
Yeah.
Between our wives, no? Our wife. At least my wife, Iba na yun eh.
Uy, ako rin ha. Don't look at me. Ako isa lang. One at a time. Last time na to. Last time.
Yes. But between our partner, nakikita nila na it's a tandem.
Yes.
Respect.
Yes.
At saka just hindi lang na kung ako yung alpha. She can be an alpha.
Yeah.
And then I can be an alpha.
Yeah.
Depende kung ano yung sitwasyon. But to give them that stage to be who they are. Diba? Because minsan, being Filipino, hinihinto natin yung, don't do that, don't do that. Ba't ginagawa mo yan? Ba't ginagawa mo yan? Instead, sige, express mo yung sarili mo. And I'm okay with that. You always allow me to express myself. It's your turn to express yourself.
And for you to say, and yun yung confidence when you're able to say, I'm okay with that, there's that self-assurance, there's that confidence.
Yes. There's that knowing.
Di ba? Doon na tayo sa stage na yun.
That's the stage that we want to be in, is knowing. Kasi parang ang yung importante sa buhay mo is gonna be, you're gonna do it. Gagawin mo yun because wala nang magpo-pull down sa'yo. Wala nang magtutulak sa'yo. Ikaw na yung in the driver's seat.
So, is it safe to say, yung hunger stage may ceiling, yung understanding stage may ceiling, ang knowing stage ba, is it infinite or may ceiling din?
That's infinite. Because alam mo na yung sarili mo, you're only grabbing thoughts, you're only grabbing books, you're only grabbing knowledge into wisdom. You're just growing. That's when you are kumbaga, there's no more searching. Nawawala na yung search mo. All it is wisdom and learning and growing. From that point on, wala na yung ceilings because you're at that level where alam mo na yung sarili mo eh. Alam mo na yung gusto mo sa sarili mo. And there's times na you go back into understanding
right.
or the lower part. But then you start to realize na, that's just part of your emotion na parang, I just need to feel that. Alam ko na bakit nandito ako.
Correct. Parang reminder na lang siya.
And that's okay.
Okay.
It's okay to fall. It's okay to fall. But make sure you get up. Kasi, if you stay down, everything, lahat ng, why do you think we are buried pag namamatay na tayo?
Kasi hindi ka na makabangon. Wala na.
Hindi na ka makabangon, but because we're underneath, no? If you are on the lower part and you stay down there, you are being buried. You are being buried. Might as well die. Because nandun na yung depression. Nandun na yung frustration. That's, kumbaga, the lower realm. Why did they say hell is the lower realm while the heaven is in the upper realm?
Correct.
Diba? It's the same concept. Bury yourself, you die. You rise, you manifest into something more.
Yeah.
Everything is a correlation of what the Bible or even the teaching of books to all religion. Lahat may correlation po.
Galing, no? Ito, napaisip lang ako. If your dad did not push you to box and you pursued yourself as an artist, would you have found this enlightenment that you have now?
I can't quite say it, but there are always
like in retrospect,
a search of life, and I would probably find a different path, but I don't think mahahanap ko yung gusto ko sa sarili ko because wala akong hardship eh. Hardship and
courage,
frustration.
Right?
Yeah. When you start to create courage is when you learn to grow. Because in light of mga fear, nervousness, or yung mga doubts, pag wala kang courage, you will bury yourself, diba? But because of courage, you rise to the occasion.
Right.
And when you rise to the occasion, malalaman mo yun that it too shall pass. Life,
temporary yun. It too shall
yun.
pass. Okay,
Yes.
galing.
Temporary po yun. At saka with that, you know that you can always learn. But by doing so, embrace the hardship. Because that's when we can learn to appreciate the good times. Embrace the depression, and know that it too shall pass. Because you're expressing part of who we are. Part of who we are as a human being. It's the yin and yang. No? But then you also want to know or want to be in a place where you can be happy. But in order for us to be happy, we have to experience the turbulence of life.
You know what, champ? Ilalanding ko na ron, no? And I had no problem calling you champ because you are. But now it's deeper when I call you champ because not only are you a legend Hall of Famer in the ring, but knowing you now and
Thank you.
And your philosophy and your heart, ano yun eh, you're our champ.
Thank
That's
you.
a part na yun. And please keep doing what you're doing because we need more people like you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
No,
Rach, God bless you.
It's a ripple. All the influence that we have is a ripple. Parang a drop of stone in water. Nagre-ripple yun eh. Importante yung sinasabi natin eh. That's why we always want to say the right thing. Minsan, we don't say the right thing. But to own up to that allows people to see that we are not perfect, but we can only grow from things. No? But in ripples, we create inspiration. And that inspiration lead to another inspiration. Lumalaki-laki yun. If we can all create that, we all have the power.
Yes.
We just have to choose to do it. Yun lang po eh. We're creators of ourselves.
Wow. I-ending ko na sana, biglang may naisip akong tanong, sorry.
No worries.
Paano mo lalabanan ng inggit?
Hindi po sa akin yun eh.
Hindi, yung mga taong nakikinig ngayon na may inggit sa puso, anong advice na may bibigay mo sa kanila?
It's their battle to realize. Kasi pag nag-iinggit ka, like for instance, yung mga haters, no? I say thank you to them. Thank you for giving the views, sabi ko. I appreciate you coming here. Yun lang. What can I say? And sasabihin ko sa kanila na I hope that you find your path na masaya ka because obviously hindi. hindi ka masaya ngayon. You know, because you're taking time to hate on other people. But because of the unwillingness to face yourself in the mirror, that we are able to proceed our hateful energy to other people.
Sino Nonito Donaire right now?
Nonito Donaire. Yun lang po. Wala lang kaiba pa dun. You know, people can call him champ, people can call him a regular person, people can call him or hate him. But I'm just the energy na I'm a loving husband and a loving father. Yun lang po ang maibibigay ko sa sarili ko because I'm not there to judge myself.
Ang galing, no? Yun ang guys, you know what? Thank you for saying that. Thank you for describing yourself that way because at the end of the day, tulad nga na sinabi mo a while ago, when you have that knowing thing, that's all who we are, di ba?
Yes.
To the people who are really important in our lives, our spouse and our children.
Yes.
Nothing more. Thank you, champ.
Nothing more. Thank you, brother.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel. Please subscribe. We'll put the link in the description below. And I hope you are inspired by this. And I hope that you share this. You share their channel. And tulad nga po ng sinabi ni Champ, let's all be encouraged to create that ripple of inspiration para sa ating lahat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Galing. Thank you, Rachel.